Guard week, so I'm going to start a little early instead of doing a whole bunch of rolling because I have some stuff I want to get into. And actually, before we do upright guard, I want to review the stuff I covered last week. So if you weren't in my class last week, some of this might be fast because I'm going to be showing a bunch of techniques kind of quickly. Don't worry about it. Grab somebody who was here last week. They can help you. The main thing I want to do is just get across the principle behind those different guards, because ultimately closed guard, upright guard, open guard on your back, they all kind of flow together, right? So imagine you might go back and forth between all three of those things in 45 seconds. So it has to kind of, I want to link it together, right? So when we started in closed guard all last week, and I just took a grip, and the point I'm trying to get across to everybody when we're working closed guard is that I want you to go, when you go from closed to open, you're immediately getting to a position, whatever it is, where I have at least 3 points of contact, right? 1, 2, 3. What we don't want to do is have time like this. Yeah, this is when all the bad stuff happens. More often than not, beginners at Jiu-Jitsu, you guys get your guard pass when you open right in this first part here, because you don't have those 3 points of contact. And if you pull, you might as well, you're pulling it right into your pass. So the idea was, we go from closed right into an active guard where we have pressure and we're using all 4 limbs. And the first technique to demonstrate that was he stood up in my guard. There's a point of no return where I realize I want to switch to open and I start breaking him down. So I'm just breaking him down, and then I figure which ankle I want. Pinky comes to the mat, foot comes behind the knee, and I knock him down. Okay? So let's look at some details to that. First one is, as he stands, I'm deciding when I'm going to open up my legs. I'm not going to let him force my legs open. I make that transition. I go to this right away. No hesitation at all. Immediately put my feet on his hips. Start breaking him down. Look at my elbow. When I go here, it's easier for Chris to get his arm back. So pull it like you're pulling back a bow, right? And I decide, okay, if he has that ankle forward, all you have to do is switch hands. It's not really that complicated. It's pretty simple. If he has the other ankle forward, then I don't need to bother. I go right here. Pinky on the mat. Grab up on the calf. It's easier for him to sprawl his foot back and you lose it. This, it's harder for him to step out as well. If he lifts his foot up, step up. I can kind of hang on to it better. Okay. This extends as much as possible. My elbow's up. This one's going to pull, right? That's your sweep. Now the follow-up's really important here because he can just jump on top of me right away again. So when you do the follow-up on the sweep, your heels have to, both heels come into your hips and one foot comes underneath your butt. You're trying to get on top. My hand that's on his ankle is going to let go, and I'm going to use that to push off. We'll start from close. You stand. Here, watch what I do as he falls. So my hand on the mat, I launch my hips up, cocked up to my toes, so I can pin his hips and pass the guard. Okay, so one more time. That's the motion. Now my grip is like this, just because I think I've done so much no-gi, I'm used to this. Most people grab here. Doesn't matter, just make sure you're playing guard. There's advantages to both. This probably actually has more advantages, but just make sure hands up by the neck. This is low, hooking the sleeve. Right now, the main thing I want to get across is that sweep, which is that 3 points of contact pressure. We're going from the closed guard to guard with pressure, okay? Let's try it. We'll do that real quick.